rationale. Flip the script as I go in control. Listen close, there's a ring between what you say and what you mean. It's obscene, you just ignore me when I warn you. Cut off your nose to spite your face. You can't help that you're a lame breed. Chaos reigns, make it fair. Show your veins, tuck your tail, run away. When all that's good is spoiled. Try to bust the wheel, let's be real, it'll happen anyway. When your world is turning inside out, what do you think you're gonna do? Follow a dead-end road while I expose the truth. I'm no savage, you're just average. I know that the truth's a lot to ask. I'm gonna rip off that mask. Monkey see, monkey do. Come on, monkey, break your mask, control the real you. Disruption, harder than corruption. Come on, monkey, break your mask, and see the real you. When you're forced to adapt, don't thank me. You're the ones who escalate things.
Bravo! Now I just want to crush them. That's much harder.
This is not a game, say my name, it'll happen anyway. When your world is turning inside out, what do you think you're gonna do? Follow a dead-end road while I expose the truth. I'm no savage, you're just average. I know that the truth's a lot to ask. I'm gonna rip off that mask. It's turning inside out. What do you think you're gonna do? Follow a dead-end road while I expose the truth. I'm no savage, you're just average. I know that the truth's a lot to ask. I'm gonna rip off that mask.
Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and we are once again back at it again for some more Arknights, because today we're beginning our story reading of Crossing. We are once again back in Nova Bolsini, aka Il Siracusa. We are once again back in Arknights, Italy. I didn't think we'd be back this soon, considering it's been how many years since we've been in Kazimesh for the major? There are Flesh Knights in Kazimesh. I will not be tested and tempted. Meanwhile, we still got wolves to take care of, apparently. Because Dimitri is now a playable character, going by Belone, somehow arriving onto Rhodes Island, taking on Leontuzo's old name. Hello? What did they mean by this? What did Arknights mean by this? By giving Dimitri the Belone operator name? I don't know, man. But yeah. Also, happy PC port release week, because we finally have the PC port of Arknights on global. It's kind of launcher system is kinda a mixed bag, considering it's not on the Griffline launcher. It's still being published by Yostar on a separate ass launcher. And Yostar's own launcher is kinda ass, dog. So we will never be free of Yostar. Yostar's global publishing on Arknights. Yostar has a vested interest. They were the first founders of Hypergriff. So we're probably never gonna rip Arknights away from their clutches, considering how deep the nails sink in. But anyway, at least we have the PC port now. Wow. We have the PRTS mouse cursor. Also, I still can't figure out how to get the PC port showing up on OBS, so we're just running this on display capture, actually. I don't know how to get it working on game capture or window capture. Hopefully, the frames aren't too bad. But then again, we're just story reading, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I haven't actually seen what's new with the event considering I haven't done any of the stages. We can unlock the story without doing the stages. We have the Verde Pizzeria. I don't have enough. I'll come back for you later. Outfits, we have new outfits. We have, Leiji the Thunderbringer. We have achievement star for her. We have a skin for Radiant. I haven't leveled up my Radiant at all. Should I get this just when I plan to level up Radiant? Probably. Whenever I start playing IS6 seriously, sure, why not? Just get it for Radiant. Also, that's some clean 120 FPS, brother. We are 120, right? It's 120. Papyrus. And I think these skins are old. Epoch skins? The Epoch skins are old. It's mostly Achievement Star that are new. Also, Dimitri's a playable character now. I don't know if I'm gonna pull for him. I don't even know what he does. He's a fighter. Is he a brawler? He's a brawler. Okay. I mean, sure. Does he have healing? He has Arts Dodge. He has no healing. I would have liked a second mountain, but the no healing is kinda throwing me off. I want a second mountain that I could just drop anywhere. A lane holder! Okay, dog. He's just a normal brawler with one block. Not like mountain. He's more of a duelist though. He reduces targets' defense. He shreds them actually. Hold up. He might be stronger than mountain. Offensively, with no sustain. Anyway, I think I'm gonna save my pulls for when Kelshi inevitably returns. So anyway, where were we the last time we were in Siracusa in Nova Volsini? Oh yeah, that's right, Lapland and a taxi. Also the Truckers Guild. Also Crown Slayer. A lot of things happened. The game between the Wolf Beast Lords is over. Who won? I think Grandma won. Grandma won the game. I don't know if they're gonna restart the game or not. Or we're gonna deal with the aftermath of it all. Aside from that, Nova Volsini is still struggling to rip away from the clutches of the Mafia system. So we're probably gonna get into that. We're probably gonna see how the Belone family is part of, I don't know. Are they gonna work with the government? Are they gonna work with Texas? Lapland? She's doing her own thing. We'll find out. Let's get into Crossing. Look at this man's. Look at this beautiful man's Gerard Rex looking ass. Let's get the fragments, so we can unlock the story. Okay. Ooh. Hold up. That's Leon Tuzo. We got a new character. We got a new furry. New furry in Siracusa. It is a Wolfie Mama. You're kinda sad that they made the new girl repress a playable 5-star instead of Irini, who appeared multiple times in the story already. Eventually when we come back, surely, maybe, NPC jail you go. Okay, before we start, let's turn the volume up. This is our first stream using the new PC ports, so we're just gonna have to wing it when it comes to the settings for now. The Red Wine Murder, Chapter 1. Ooh, look at these settings. What's this? Text size. Oh, we can make it larger for the stream. Log. Okay. Quality of life, sure. Oh, it's the two bozos. It's the Blowjob Brothers. You hear something? Wait. I have to channel my Siracusan accent again. Hold up. Give me like a minute. It's a busy street. It's all something. What I'm more worried is the smell. The goods got all packed up and stashed in the cellar. Shouldn't be any smell at all. Ha! Well, if you find anything loose, I could go for a taste. Don't even think about it. They say this stuff's the cream of the crop. But that scent is making me want to quit this job. You wanna quit working or you wanna quit work here? What's the difference? Either way, we're stuck roaming the street keeping watch and hoping nobody comes looking for trouble. Well, okay, hold up. That was a bit Urson. I have to channel my Siracusan again. That red paint last night ain't washing out. Once we get paid, I'm buying a new coat for my ride. Suit yourself. I'm saving my share. The company's gonna need more guys later. What's with the look? Novovosini's really a goddamn miracle, turning a Sicilian like you into a responsible businessman. This fat Casimirian pays way more than Antonio ever did, right? How was I supposed to know running a taxi company had all these costs? Even driving the taxi's a lot more exciting than patrolling the street though. What kind of dipshit with too much time on his hands would try to mess up this red wine championship anyway? I got nothing. There's a Casimirian person in Novovosini? They're running the Red Wine Championship. There's gonna be a murder? Forget about it. We're done with this street. Let's head back to the theater. You know why the Casimirian come to us with this event security job anyway? Beats me. Maybe a referral from some kind soul. I'm more used to doing Lapland than these bozos. I'm guessing this is a Casimirian. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may occupy a moment of your time. The lighting in the theater is almost a little too bright, as if trying to light up every face in the building. A well-dressed businessman stands in the center of the stage, lightly tapping the glass of red wine in his hand. The crisp note is not loud, but it still gets the guests to quiet down. I know you're all looking forward to the wine and music, and to the moments ahead that will be worth remembering. But we'll get to that. First, I'd like to say a few words. Hosting the Red Wine Championship here in this city means so much to us. Oh, okay. It's a bunch of sommeliers and their wines. Novovosini is a promise of order, and ever since we selected this place for our championship, that promise has been proven beyond a doubt. Wine takes time, and time demands stability. Casimirian businessman continues on once the applause dies down. He talks of the year of the vintage, how it was made, and of course, intercity cooperation and logistics systems. Every word falls into place, with nary a syllable wasted. Naturally, without the support of Novovosini City Hall, this championship might never have come together so quickly. Typical aristocratic fart sniffers. I was never a wine person. I was always more into hard liquor. It is an honor to be working with you, Mayor Bellone. Oh yeah, right. Leontuza's the mayor. Kind of feels like that suit has finally fit him. Novovosini welcomes all foreign partners willing to abide by our city's laws. So long as you're here to do respectable business, nothing will stand in your way. Of course. I'm not here to flatter you. In Novovosini, I have no fear of the family trying to get a hand in my business. No need to search for any hidden meanings in the deals I sign. Such clarity in business is truly priceless. It sounds like you have a very positive opinion of our city. Exactly. That is why we wish to bring the finest wines here, alongside some much-needed cooperation. In that case, we find ourselves honored. We're still waiting here. When are we getting started? Yeah, I want to go see how good Kazimierz wine really is. A few rude voices force their way out of the crowd and begin to spread throughout the audience, but under the bright lights, the businessman's face shows no signs of displeasure. I suppose I've droned on too long and tested our guests' patience. Then I would like to invite Nova Volsini's famed orchestra to the stage. Their performance shall serve as the opening ceremony for the championship finals. As the lights dim, Zarek takes the opportunity to accompany Leontuzo off the stage to appreciate the performance from some nearby corner. Leontuzo, however, does not look to the stage. With no glaring lights to blind him, he could see the man calmly walking up to him. I feel like, hold up. Ooh, we can't change the volume in the middle of the cutscene. Okay. Less quality of life than an actual emulator. I wanted to change the volume and bring it up a bit more. Mi dispiace. How do you pronounce that? Mi dispiace. Google. We're learning. Mi dispiace. Okay. How do you pronounce it? I am sorry. Okay. Pronunciation. We're learning Italian today. Howtopronounce.com. It's taking a while to load. Dimitri looking good.
Mi dispiace.
Mi dispiace. Okay. 2DP boy will have an entire Siracusa under his thumb, but still wouldn't score Lavinia. Mi dispiace. My associates aren't used to this sort of thing, so they got a little excited. It's fine. There'll probably be plenty more events like this coming to Nova Volsini. Guess I'd better teach them to behave soon then. And who might this gentleman be? Senor Dimitri Bellon, a local wine merchant, also participating in the competition. Ah, your reputation precedes you, the young promised head of Saluzzo Vino. A pleasure, though there's one thing I've been meaning to ask. Everyone is here tonight just for the tasting session, right? Of course, of course. The question of a wine's quality is ultimately answered by the tongue. Good. I was worried this championship would be decided by whose background was cleaner, or who had a nicer story to tell. The story behind the wine is important, but if the wine cannot stand on its own 2 feet, then even the prettiest words will not prop it up for long. You're right. I'm sure the victor will be crowned based solely on its flavor. What did you mean by this? It sounds like you won't be disappointed, even if your wine doesn't make it to the finals. You're a funny man, Mayor Bellon. You tell funny jokes. You look the very picture of a businessman now. What are you hoping I wouldn't be? I've heard Kazimierzians have great faith in their fair competition. I'm eager to see it for myself tonight. But I have a feeling the real results will make themselves known very quickly. Sounds like I have something to look forward to witness a fair competition in Nova Volsini, a city no longer bound by the old rules. Why, that's the entire reason we're here! Meanwhile, back with the Blowjob Brothers. Here's something. You asked me that when we were heading... You asked me that when we were heading to the door. What could be making noise down in the cellar unless it's someone stealing wine? This is all the wine they got for the competition. Just this one row. Yeah, I guess the guests get to drink the entries once it's over. You'd have to be missing a few screws to try and steal some right now. So we can drink some. Yeah, sure. Let me pour you a glass. Of course you can't, idiota! The baloney duo. I missed when they were Lapland's goons. Shame. You said you wanted to try some, right? If you pour yourself a glass, I won't snitch. As soon as the words leave his mouth, footsteps ring out from some shelves around the corner. Oh! A horned person. A Cabernet with a hood obscuring his face lowers his head as he walks through the shelves, heading for the stairs leading up. Soon enough, he has left the cellar. He's gone. Probably didn't hear us. From that distance, he wouldn't have even seen us. Longhorns like that gotta be a Cabernet. I figure he's with the orchestra. Why would an orchestra guy be down here at a time like this? They're going on in a minute, right? Maybe he's just calming his nerves. You got your own dicks, you know. Every time you're holding your piece, you keep scratching at the safety with your nail. Gazzata, I ain't done that in years. Gambino shuts up the moment he hears more agitated footsteps. Ooh! New character. Another Cabernet appears from the shadows, following the echoing footsteps of the orchestra member from earlier. She too quickly leaves the cellar. This time, both Cabernet and Gambino saw suspicion on the blonde girl's face. Hey, I know that ragazza. She's the daughter of the lady who runs the orchestra. Gave me my security pass. When was the last time I saw this many Cabernet in Siracusa? I figure this whole orchestra's from Lithuania. What? You're gonna say something like, oh, just like the Sicilians? Nah, I was just thinking how Nova Vulcini is getting too crowded. Curanta, Capri. Hell, if I come across an Ager on the street, I wouldn't even bat an eye anymore. Is Gambino racist? Is he problematic media's? I'm hoping for fewer strange-looking passengers through the door. Let's do one more lap around the cellar. The performance ought to be starting up there. The orchestra takes the stage and the light dims once more. The strings begin with restrained gentle tones. Soon they are joined by the woodwinds, though the melody can be hardly called brash. It serves as a vector to reveal the notes in the most perfect forms. The audience lifts their glasses, slowly swaying them along to the music. The Intuzo sits in the front row, watching the neighbor Dimitri. His neighbor Dimitri refuses yet another glass of red wine from an attendant. Does he know? Someone spiked the wine? You come to a wine tasting and don't taste the wine. I just don't have an appreciation for the smell of that Kazimierz red wine. Got here earlier than I expected. I was invited, so I'm not allowed to drop by at the last second. Otherwise, it'll look like I'm back to my old habits. Aren't you in the same situation, Mr. Balone? Whenever you say old habits, it always makes me feel like you're bragging about the progress that you made. I'll take that as a compliment. You know me. I was never good at picking out the condemnations between the praise. The Intuzo does not answer. He simply turns his head away from the stage and back towards Dimitri, his eyes falling on the bow tie around his neck. It's been too long since they last met. He's not sure just how much of Dimitri's current business-like demeanor is sincere. You look like a real businessman today, Dimitri. Not to your liking. There are a lot of things to my liking, but that doesn't mean I'm not worried. What about Nova Vulcini? Is it going the way that you hoped it would? Worried about the city and the people who scurry around it. It's growing as suspected. You're the same as you ever were. You talked about order. Your eyes are fixed on the people. Hey, my hands are clean. What? Scared I'm gonna take something? What scares me is you treating the city like your kitchen table. Give it a flip and everything on top will come crashing down to the ground. You'd better watch me closely, Leon. The closer you stick to me, the harder it will be for me to mess up. Hey, yo! Cutting through the sexual tension. Gazimesh and businessman beside them is clearly in a good mood. He stands up as the performance ends, lightly applauding as he signals the attendants to prepare the next step. Is this what they call doomed yaoi? No, they're both playable characters. They have plot armor. I have to say, I love how you Nova Volsinis know when to applaud and when to stay quiet. It's a rare thing. Most places people make a ruckus when they should be silent and stay quiet when they should be clapping up a storm. Are you talking about the Major? I'd like to thank the orchestra for their marvelous performance. I'd also like to invite tonight's judge to come and witness our competition. A musician from Lithuanian and a guest of this fair city, Frau Paula. As a woman unaffiliated with any wine dealer or familia, I think there's no one more suited for the job. The conductor on the stage gives a graceful nod to the audience before being guided by an attendant to the table of red wines at the front. Buonasera, everyone. I know only how to play music and conduct an orchestra, so I'm not very good at offering praise or pretty descriptions. But since I'm judging the finals, I promise I will sample them with all care, then say what I feel as I drink them truthfully. That's exactly why we chose you. Pretty descriptions? No. What we need are honest assessments. He lifts his hand, beckoning the attendants to fill 3 wine glasses from 3 decanters. Now then, let us begin! The 3 finalists come from different wineries and different terroirs, and they each have their own ambitions. The rules are simple. No looking at the labels, no listening to any stories, just pure flavor. If you will, Frau Paula. The tall musician nods, a serious look on her face as she lifts the first glass. She sniffs, sips, swallows, and stops. They're gonna kill an NPC for this? The first glass sticks strictly to standard. The aroma is unassertive. It does not rush the mouth. The fruity flavor is front-loaded and quickly restrained. You can tell that it avoids making any mistakes, not letting any one flavor linger for too long. All in all, a harmonious package. This is a wine I could offer to the guests without worry. The second glass is very much like the locals. The alcohol makes itself known quickly, not in an irritating way, and without any sharp sensations. It's a little bold when entering the mouth, with a direct sourness, the type that wouldn't ask for your opinion beforehand. It is the third glass that Paula savors the slowest. She takes a sip, but does not immediately swallow, letting the red wine linger on the tip of her tongue for a moment. The third glass. There's no brashness at the beginning, but the layer and the structure are very clear. It's not a crowd-pleasing sort of wine. It's as if it doesn't care if you enjoy it or not. It's not going to try and win you over. It knows its own path and it'll walk it to the end. It has attitude. An attitude I happen to like. Zarek turns to the audience and raises his hand, as if he were already standing atop the podium. Now, Frau Paula, if you would pick which of these 3 glasses you believe is most worth remembering. third, naturally. Zarek is practically already reaching out for the bottle behind the third glass. His voice is even more excited than before, but he maintains his composure. Well, I think we all heard her. This wine is... We best check the label again. Otherwise, things might end up rather embarrassing for you. Pardon? Zarek freezes. He slowly looks down at the bottle. The moment he gets a clear look at the label, the smile on his face dies. But only for a moment. A moment so short that almost nobody can react. Once it passes, his rictus grin is plastered back onto his face. It seems tonight's first surprise arrived earlier than I expected. Like you said, no leaning on stories, just the wine itself. I really must wonder though, how did the bottle of Golden Prairie transform into a wine that isn't on the list of finalists? Oh? I guess even Kazimierza's legendary business management systems aren't free from little mistakes like registration errors. Yes, just a little mistake. Golden Prairie. Let's all give a warm round of applause to the winner! Saludo Vino. Interesting. He swapped the wines? It was rigged to begin with? To award himself? Golden Prairie's a Kazimierzian brand. Because, duh, Golden Prairie. Your wine has earned our most stringent yet most objective praise. Grazie mille. I'm glad the word is fair competition still applied tonight. Okay. Sneaky. He made it fair. It's a good thing for everyone involved. A good thing indeed. If the winner were always predetermined, then business would be dreadfully boring. And the very reason I came to Novo Volsini was to get away from boring business. Oh, now you say that, after you were caught. Let us toast to the champion, a local winery, and to this fair city. Salute. The attendants begin refilling the guest glasses. Applause rings out once more. More enthusiastic than before. Applause that includes Leontuzos clapping. Not going to toast me, Leon. You know my palate isn't as refined as yours. Want to introduce your winning wine before the toast? Huh, you insist. This isn't a wine that needs much interruption. It's not trying to impress anyone or trying to prove anything with the first sip. It's most suited for when the dinner table is almost cleared out, and most things worth saying have been said. But you're not quite ready to leave yet. That's when you notice there's still a glass of this left. It will be your final safeguard, making sure your words don't spill out onto the floor. It'll remind you of the past, and make it easier to reach an agreement. If you think this is exactly the one that you need, then it's already done the job. This wine has some grand ambitions. So it does. It's like what Frau Paula said. It follows a path of its own choosing, without caring whether or not you like it or not. Since it chose this road, I've got nothing to say about whether I like it. The subtext being their relationship. They're not talking about wine, they're talking about each of them going their own path. Dimitri smiles but does not answer. He simply raises his glass, giving it a gentle clink against Leontuzos. Before the clink can fade away, a light incongruent cough makes itself heard from the other side of the stage. Paula's hand stops in midair, the glass between her fingers trembling ever so slightly, as the wine leaves irregular streaks on the glass. Sorry. She wants to finish speaking, but all her subconscious lets her do is steady her breathing. Her second cuff comes out sharp. She tries to lower her voice, but she cannot cover it up completely. The blonde girl who is always by her side is the first to notice the look on her face. Paula lifts her hand to prop herself up against the table, but she can no longer stand steady. The glass falls from her hand, letting out a muffled thump as it falls onto the carpet. She falls forward, her body unable to support itself. Some cry out, some rise to their feet, and some reflectively take a step back. Before the attendants can rush to the scene, she has already collapsed by the table, no longer breathing, her lips taking on an odd hue under the lights. The blonde girl babbles things like Paula and help her. The smile instantly disappears from Dimitri's face. Sarek stays standing, but does not speak. Her daughter! The new operator! Wait, is she a new operator? Or she's still in NPC jail? She's still in NPC jail. Her mother was murdered. With a flash of chaos now over, the theater sinks into surreal silence. Moments ago, they were toasting things like fairness, dignity, and victory. But now nobody reaches for the wine on the table. It is a murder! The disturbance did not last long. Thanks to the mayor and some municipal staff among the attendees, the situation is quickly reined in. Many people simply stand there, unsure if they should move closer or leave. Please remain calm, everyone. The medics are already underway. Before we clean up, I would like to ask all of you to work with our security staff and not act on your own. Repressa, she's a 5-star operator now. Her mother was murdered! Every operator needs a tragic backstory. Mayor Bellone, I must emphasize to both you and our guests that the wines underwent... Hold up, I'm gonna sneeze. A strict auditing process. None of us wish to see anything like this happen. But we cannot allow rumors to spread. Leontuso stands at the side. He does not answer immediately. He looks at the table of the attendants, that the attendants have moved away from the rest, and then at Dimitri, who still stands in the same spot. Dimitri says nothing. He does not approach nor back away. He gently puts the wine glass he is holding down, which lets out the lightest of clinks as its foot meets the table. The noise prompts Zarek to continue. Something unexpected happened at the wine tasting. The label on the wine bottle does not match our registry. Oh? I don't believe this is an act of malice, but under the present circumstances, anything outside the standard process needs a clear explanation. The crowd's gazes wash over the scene like a wave, before inevitably landing on Dimitri. Is he trying to frame Dimitri? You're waiting for me to explain, then I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint. I'm as shocked as anyone else that there is something like this that could happen. Of course they look at the one ex-Familia member. Well, technically the mayor also, but... As for the bottle of wine, I was only responsible for its flavor and getting into the theater on time. Anything else is none of my business. You are the young, promising head of a winery, but also the young promising head of a gang, aren't you? You might be uninvolved, but you have plenty of minions to get involved for you. He's right! The Blowjob Brothers are down there! Also, hold up, let me just adjust my mic. According to many eyewitnesses, Frau Paula suddenly fell to the ground after taking another drink from the bottle of Saluzzo Vino Red that mysteriously appeared. What sort of grudge was there between you two that led to this? He is holding a knife. It's open carry in Novo Volsini! How do you think we scare away the familias from the city? Was it not enough that your wine won my championship? Did you want to ruin my business as well? Okay, you're getting too into shifting the blame onto him. Or do you familia bosses have your feuds and conspiracies in which you trample over us ordinary folk? Ordinary? Ordinary? Senor Zarek, we do not know all the facts yet. Nova Volsini has its own procedures, and this incident will be investigated accordingly. Since it was a public incident, the police will be involved. Before they announce the results, nobody, neither individual nor body corporate, should be making any premature statements. Naturally, of course. We also hope the truth will come to light quickly. Otherwise, people will lose trust in Kazimierz Reds. Perhaps even local Nova Volsini's Reds as well. Mayor Belone, death is not a welcome guest at my red wine championship. I suspect at any wine meet. And I would prefer to not hear street corner rumors about how our Kazimierzian competition was drawn into familiar struggles, how we were powerless to resist, things like that. Surely you are aware that we businessmen of Kazimierz, along with our counterparts from Lithuania, Colombia, and nations even further afield, are only here in Nova Volsini because of what kind of promises that you've made. Zarek lowers his voice, but reporters and cameramen invited to the venue to capture the championship seem to have heard every word. The cameras are flashing much more frequently than they were. Under their glare, Dimitri steps forward. If you need me to comply with the investigation, I won't run and hide. I will hold all activities until the results are in. Dimitri, as I said, I'm begging everyone to avoid any rash actions until things have been cleared up. Well, I appear to be the prime suspect right now, so I will stay where I should stay. Let the police do all the investigating that they want. I ask that you do it all in accordance with the standard procedures that you mentioned, Mayor Belone. Right. I'll make the arrangements. Does City Hall still need time to send the police? No need to trouble them then. My own hired security can escort Senor Belone home. No, you can't do that. You think you could do that? He's playing along. Leontuzo was looking at the red-haired Lupo's face earlier, trying to see if he could spot anything. The moment the wine glass fell to the floor, the smile on Dimitri's face vanished. Now it has returned, just barely perceptible. This angle of his face looks weird. It's way too sharp. He had a thicker face in his actual sprite. He looks too twinked up here, actually. What did they do to his face in this CG? But it is only a smile. Leontuzo is not sure if he should interpret it as I won't embarrass you. I believe you can figure this out, or I made plans for this long ago. Before he can finish deciphering it, Dimitri is led to the exit, flanked by Capone and Gambino. As he passes by, their gazes meet for the shortest instance, before they are separated. Wait a minute. Oh, right. I thought Oh, right. The Blowjob brothers are working for the Kazimierzian. I thought they were still with Belone. Which means they got insiders along with Belone. Maybe it was all planned to begin with, actually. Maybe it was him who planted the Blowjob brothers with the Kazimierzian. Maybe he foresaw all of this. That's how his lover sees him. This is the girlfriend vision. The flashing lights of the reporters' cameras cascade across Dimitri's face. Leontuzo instinctively turns away, composing himself before turning back to the foreigner who has seized this chance to pile on the pressure and demand more from him. Coffee. Coffee's good. How'd you put it? I beg for your forgiveness, Don Dimitri. Did the rope shave you? Nearly died trying not to laugh. He's the real power behind the Salusos in Nova Volsini and the new dawn of the Belones. Can't hurt to show him a little respect. Not to mention the tip he gave us. Hell, can't even call a wad of cash this big a tip. Don, but he still got pulled into that foreign money man's scheme. Okay, so they weren't planted. They're still just freelancers. You think the Kazimierz pulled one over him? I'm telling you, he spiked the drink on purpose, just to get in the middle of all of this. Remember when we dragged him out of the theater? A man was as cool as a cucumber. Wise guys like him who were born into the family, they're good at this kind of scheming, and used to it too. Who the hell knows, man? I don't give a shit. This is Nova Volsini, not Sicilia. You and I both know how stupid dons can look when they fall from the top. Hey, you think those reporters got a photo of our taxi company signed when we were taking them out of that place? Buy a paper tomorrow and check for yourself. Maybe they'll only get the Siciliano part of it. Now that'd be a joke. What? Bad? Fine, I'll drop it. Nah, it's not that. I just suddenly got the feeling like maybe Nova Volsini's still a Syracusan city. There's been a lot of change here, but in the end, maybe nothing's changed at all. Maybe when you push something that's never changed down a new track, some other stuff's gonna start popping up. Interesting. This is our third foray in... Nova Volsini is still a Syracusan city. It still has to struggle with the family system. Okay. Let's go into the settings and then raise the volume up a bit. Next chapter. Business Acumen. Who is this? They have a Rhodes Island monitor. Another playable character that has yet to become playable. Scusa, Bettina. I'd love to help you, but I'm running a small business here too, you know. Those bottles I got from you last night are still on my wine rack, gathering dust. Why not go ask at the corner store? Right, I'll go do that. Grazie, Zio Paolo. I already asked. Actually, nobody wants any. I've got to move all of this out of the way first. If I keep standing around here like a fool, I'll affect Zio Paolo's business. What? Careful! That was close. Here, hold it tight now. New operator. It is a codice. They have a crossbow. What kind of bolts are those? Can't see. Oh, she's from Kazimierz. Is she a knight? Oh, she's not a codice. She's a Karanta. Oh, new horse girl? New Uma? Amazing. You can take part of the Siracusa away from the Mafia, but you can't take the Mafia out of Siracusa. The mayor is an ex-Mafia. New Kazimierz character revealed. What's your name? Thank you, Signorina. Man, this is heavy. No wonder a little kid like you couldn't carry it right. What's in this? Oh, it's Verdi. You know it.
I'm Bettina, and this is from the Verdi Winery where my nonna works. The winery's got decades of history behind it. Would you like to buy a bottle, Signorina? I see. Bettina, right? I guess it's fate I bumped into you, so let's make friends. I'm Tasia. Here's my card.
Tasia.
Wow, cool. Business card. Sorry, I don't have one. Huh? Kazimierz Golden Prairie Winery, Novovolsini branch. Sales representative.
Oh, she's with the Kazimierzian businessman. She's with the winery, Golden Prairie.
I'm betting that before long it'll say Senior Relationship Manager. But that's the thing. I'm afraid we're competitors, so I won't be buying your wine. Now, if you wouldn't mind scooching out of the way, little Miss Bettina, I have a great deal to make with Senor Paolo.
You just arrived in Novovolsini and you've already talked the locals into some huge deals. Excellent work. Come, Tasia. Today we give our top sales rep the welcome fee she deserves.
You're too kind.
How do you pronounce that? Wujek? Wujek? Wujek Zarek?
You've been busy getting the Red Wine Championship ready, so of course you didn't have time for dinner. I just hope I haven't been too much trouble.
Not at all. I'm a lucky man getting an experienced sales girl to join us at the Golden Prairie. But I heard you were doing well at the Criswi Domek department store. Why Novovolsini all of a sudden?
It's a long story.
Probably has something to do with oropathy, question mark? Trying to pay off bills, question mark? Let me guess. It has something to do with that Silverlands Pegasus corruption case that's got the Kazimierzian words are hard. Kawale Rielki. All a buzz lately. Silverlands Pegasus corruption case. What's going on with the Silverlances and Grandma? What's going on with the Grand Knight? Though Zarek lowered his voice, the mentions of the case has Tasia jerking her head upwards. As far as we know, Kazimierz has introduced Flesh Mech Knights into the Major. They're still teasing that, and we're still not having our Kazimierz Major sequel at all.
How did you...
I was told that the GCC sent agents to the Domek and took one of the managers a few days ago. Your old manager, even.
Guess there's no hiding anything from you. She took good care of me, but one of her relatives is a Silverlands Pegasus. It was a point of pride, but once the GCC started poking around, whenever they can't directly move against the Adeptus Sproidialiwi, they take the people around them for questioning. And more people keep getting involved in the case. Some poor souls get the entire book thrown at them, even though anyone with eyes can see they're totally innocent. If normal folk like us get pulled into this sort of trouble, how are we supposed to resist giants like the GCC? That's why I thought it'd be better to come here and expand.
Tasia, Golden Prairie would not have grown this large in Novovolsini without behind-the-scenes support from the GCC. When the big shots show some initiative and want to expand their horizons, this is a good thing for people like us.
You're right.
He doesn't actually think that she's one of him. She's part of the upper class. He doesn't actually think that. Tasia, this is good. Franchising is good. Expanding to unknown territories is good. Framing our competition is good. We were supposed to win that championship. Let's not think too much about the Koala Reiki while we're here. Kawale Rielki. Just keep your enthusiasm flowing and do a good job. When my business is growing, it's only good for you, no?
Then I'll thank you in advance, Zarek.
Clever girl. I won't belabor the point then. I've already ordered the food, just need to know what you want to drink.
I'm sorry for putting that all on you. Honestly, I'm not too good at handling wine. Let me see. Oh, right. I'm looking for a certain brown-colored soft drink. I think it's a local Siracusan brand. Tastes like orange with a bit of bitter sweetness.
Do you mean Chinoto, Signorina? I'm terribly sorry, but we don't carry that one. Where did you even learn of that old beverage? Since we put our soft drink line, the local brands have pretty much all dried out. Bro. A foreign conglomerate from Kazimesh is drying out the local businesses. Don't worry, Signorina. We're just helping expand our business. This is good for all of us. Who cares about the locals and their wines and their beverages and their soft drinks? We can make more money out of the locals than they can make out of each other. Textbook bourgeoisie.
Huh? Really?
Did you forget our slogan, Tosia? Nova Vocini, Vita Nova. Leave the retro nostalgia to the Lithanians. Capitalism for the win, I guess. How about some zero-proof sparkling water?
Sure. Let's go with that then.
Good. Oh, almost forgot. Come, I wanted to show this to you. Capitalism for the win, I guess. Kazimesh is the most hyper-capitalist society on Terra. Not surprising that they're expanding their reach into the neighboring countries.
It's a shelf display agreement?
Just a draft template. I was hoping to hear what our top sales representative thought before we deployed it.
It's very clear on the criteria, and the rewards are generous. There shouldn't be too many retailers who decline. But if they do accept, it means that they can only display our products while the agreement is in force.
Oh, so they can only display your products? That sounds like a monopoly! That sounds like you're cornering the business.
Wouldn't an exclusivity clause like that create legal issues under local law?
There's nothing in the new Urban Management Act that says we can't have one. The way I see it, those lupos with their heads full of dreams and faith won't see any issues with it. Zarek shrugs, a smile of victory on his face. He's taking advantage that Nova Vocini is a young city. It was just recently established and they don't have all the laws established yet. But it's you, frontline employees, who will be talking to the retailers, not me. I'm eager to see how you do when the time comes, Tosia. Thank you for waiting. Your zero-proof sparkling water, Signorina. Come to Nova Volsini and to Vita Nova. Nazdrawi? We're only learning Italian here. Kazimeshin can wait. Polish can wait!
I would never let you down, Zarek.
So she's being manipulated, clearly, by her boss. And she's working out here just because if she stayed in Kazimesh, she would have been sucked into the Silver Knight Pegasus conspiracy. Corruption case. They were just framing innocent people left and right.
Phew, I'm stuffed. Chef selection? Seriously? Tiny portions and way too much fuss.
After shoving the last piece of pizza into her mouth, Tosia brushes the crumbs off her hands and continues her walk back to her place alongside the night breeze. They didn't even feed her properly at the Kazimeshin's feast. She needed to go out and get some local pizza. The street is lit up in vibrant colors by the chaotic mix of billboards, shining as bright as day. This nightscape is breathtaking, but it could not be more different than the Siracusa Tosia imagined.
Shelf display agreement. More like shelf monopoly agreement. It's going to get a whole lot of people fired, maybe even bankrupted, won't it? Like that kid from before. Once the agreement is signed, she won't be able to sell her wine, no matter how much legwork she puts in. But it's got to be done. Those Victorians and Colombians aren't going to let an opportunity this big slip by, even if we did.
No, it doesn't have to be done. So-called free market when there's an invisible hand manipulating it.
Oh, it's you, the lady from this morning.
Tony's Pizza right after 7-course dinner at a 10 Michelin star restaurant. Sounds perfect. I do prefer big servings myself. I don't care how many stars a restaurant has. I just care if the food per cost ratio is great.
How's it going? Managed to sell any? You're still carrying the same bottles, aren't you? Yeah. You're a really good saleswoman, right, Senorina Tosia? Can you? Nope. Huh? But I didn't even get to ask. You want me to teach you a trick or two, right? I can read it on your face. Anyway, no can do. No way. But why?
The despondency and incomprehension on the girl's face force a long sigh out of Tosia.
How old are you, Bettina? I'm 10 next week.
You're not supposed to be working.
10, huh? Alright, let me put this in a way that you can understand. Listen, I know having to make a living at your age isn't easy. If things were different, I wouldn't mind helping you out. I only got to where I am today thanks to the help of others. A favor is an investment, not a cost. But here's the problem. There's only so much wine one Nova Volsinian can drink in a day. You're selling Verdi. I'm selling Golden Prairie. We're business rivals. Enemies even. Of course, in a situation like this, some people would drop any cost-benefit analysis and choose to help a helpless kid like you. That's not me.
Okay.
Because I'm a woman with a heart of stone.
Okay?
The business world is a battlefield. Helping your enemy is just stabbing yourself in the back. I've set my mind on flying up the ranks and living the good life, and I'm not going to go soft on my foe just because she's a kid. You got that? Got it.
Oh. Huh. Yeah. I think Kazimesh and hypercapitalism got there first. Oh, she has brain damage. Oh no! Maybe that's why she's being treated at Rhodes Island. The evil and intimidating capitalist horse.
Good. I'm off then. You keep at it.
She just told the child worker to keep going at it. Or was that just a play? Was that just to get her to back off?
Was I too harsh on her? Can't blame me for it. That black-hearted uncle of mine is obviously trying to use pie-in-the-sky promises to trick me into doing his dirty work. If I want to find my footing here, I don't have to get involved in other people's business.
Okay. She's just looking out for herself.
But she's not crying, is she? Let's just turn around and get a quick look. Just one look.
droops head as if grieving. Grabs hold of bridge railing. Stands on top of her head. What? Tosia, this is your fault. As if about to jump.
Whoa, 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 wait, don't throw your life away just like that. What? Made it. Good thing I got quick reflexes. Kids these days have no mental fortitude. I'll teach you, okay? Seriously, even when my performance was in the gutter and I was homeless and living under a bridge, eating thrown out fries, things weren't that bad. You're young. You've got plenty of time ahead of you. As long as you're alive, there's hope. Even if things are hard now, you need to believe things will get better. Why are you looking at me like that? I think you misunderstood something, Senorina Tosia. I was just trying to save Pane. Pane? Over there, on the other side of the railing. It's so naughty wandering off like that. So, you weren't trying to... Thank goodness. I guess I looked real stupid to calm you down just now, worried as I was. But even if you were trying to save it, you didn't need to go over the railing, you know. That's dangerous. But my arms aren't long enough. Alright, fine, out of the way. Better not bite me, Pane.
Okay, she's a good egg. Well-dressed woman. Sono molto grata. Wait, sono molto grata, Bettina. She's not suicidal. She's just reckless. Thank God. She was trying to save a puppy.
If you hadn't brought my bambino back to me, why, I wouldn't know what to do. We'll head back home now. Say ciao to Bettina, Pane. Okay. Ciao, Signorina Bianca. Ciao, ciao, Pane. Huh? Aren't you going to ask her? Ask her what? About the wine! I feel like getting sales through personal connections is rather high cost, low efficiency, but any port in a storm definitely beats starving. Didn't you help her find Pane so she would buy your wine? Huh? Don't tell me you did it out of the goodness of your heart. Am I misunderstanding something? Is your family not in big trouble? Does it not matter if this stuff sells? No, of course it matters. I just want to help sell the wine. Nono says sales have been getting worse and worse lately, and if we can't make enough this month, the winery will have to close. What should I do? You said you'd teach me. What? When did I say... Kids these days have no mental fortitude. I'll teach you, okay? Oh, I guess I did. Though I thought you were going to... I'm not trying to wiggle out of what I said, but take a good look at your product. Cheap local wines like your Verdi are the worst performers in the current market. Outdated production facilities, careless cost control, old-fashioned marketing, while Golden Prairie offers some better quality budget wines and they are only half the price. Only a fool would pick the other option. The winery your Nono works for is doomed. My advice for him is to start looking for a new job sooner rather than later.
Okay. Pedantic, I guess.
But the adults all say there's no such thing as an unsellable product. Only salespeople who can't sell it. I know Verdi is hard to sell. Is it so bad that not even you could sell it, Senorina Tosia?
Oh, is that a challenge?
First you trick me into giving you advice, then you go for a psychological tactic. You got moves. Trick?
I kinda think that Tosia is easily manipulated.
But I won't fall for it. I don't have to get mixed up in your problems to prove myself. I'm last year's sales star at the Crispy Domic department store. And the future top salesperson at Golden Prairie. There's nothing I can't sell. That's right, absolutely nothing. Alright, since you talked your way this far, allow me to teach you a thing or two. With my secret sales techniques, forget selling a few bottles, you'll be selling crates by the dozen.
Low-key sabotaging her boss.
Alright, tell me the story. Why is it that you haven't sold a single bottle yet? Sorry, I know how hard it was for you to find free time to teach me, but I...
Psychologically manipulated by a 10-year-old. She's an adult!
I can afford a day off. I built enough of a lead on second place. Gotta leave myself some room for improvement next month. The important thing is, you're my apprentice. How can you be getting stuck like this? Are you really doing things the way I taught you? I did my best to use the words that you taught me, but... But? Things like the wine is full-bodied with exquisite balance and lively zing. I don't understand what they mean at all. So how am I supposed to pretend that I do when I'm talking to people? And then saying things like, our wine comes from a winery with deep historical roots. We just use grapes from our own vineyard. Isn't this misleading? Nono says that we should put ourselves in other people's shoes and be sincere when dealing with them. That way, everyone will trust us. It's the only way to get a good deal that everyone's happy with, so I knew it.
She has to pay taxes? Kazuya's doing this for the love of the game. She can't let herself be a bad businesswoman. She's doing this pro bono.
Listen, V. Your playbook is outdated. You're being sincere, but other people aren't necessarily going to be sincere back. Gullible idiots get swindled and lose everything. Even if they put it all on the line to make some cash, they just burn themselves out. You'll see. When you find yourself in a desperate situation, then you'll look around and see no one ready to lend you a hand. Sincerity means nothing in the face of profit. You can't entrust your survival to anyone else. We need to be smart, or we'll get gobbled up, you hear me? I don't know.
The sight of the girl with her head lowered, clutching at her clothes, makes Tosia decide to lighten up a bit.
Look, I'm not saying you need to become a swindler yourself. You just need to package it a little nicer, that's all. Package it? Yep, like using a ribbon to tie a pretty bow, and putting it in a nice bag. There we go. Looks much more presentable than before. You might have already noticed, but there's a huge change coming to the wine racks of Nova Volsini.
Huge change being they're about to force their monopoly in.
Used to be that they'd only stock a few types of wine, but now you can easily find Pinot Noirs from Victoria, Cabernet Sauvignon from Colombia, Sweet Roses from Bolivar. It's a miracle for sure, but can you see where this issue lies when you lift up your glass? This miracle was born from stringent production criteria and carried all across Terra in cargo containers. They're appropriately priced and are stable in quality, and what they lack is soul. Wine isn't meant to lack personality like a fast food burger. Put those dime a dozen industrial goods back on the shelf and look at the premium gold label Sangiovese in my hand. The product of craftsmen honed over decades at a local Siracusan winery. A unique flavor with a lingering aftertaste. 1 sip will delight the mind, 2 sips will bring good health.
She's not wrong though for the worst part. She's purely talking business. She's not talking about exploiting people like her boss is. She's talking purely on, what do you call that? Businessmanship. Which is technically how the Japanese have expensive gift fruit. Technically, Japanese expensive gift fruit aren't the best fruit, but because they're marketed so well, because they can be given as gifts to your own employers, that's why they cost so expensive. Because you could bring them to weddings and shit.
I'd like one. Will this be enough? Huh? What? Aren't you two selling wine? I'm pressed for time, so give it to me here quick. How do I look? You look perfectly fine. Where's the fire, senor? I find myself needing to meet someone, but it's rather last minute. I didn't expect them to be Nova Volsini, and in my rush, I wasn't able to prepare a gift. Lucky I ran into you.
For fuck's sake, brother, how many times do I say something in Arknights and it to immediately happen a minute later? Countless times I say something and am immediately rewarded by the story. They need to package the wine like a fucking Japanese gift. What the fuck? Even I am surprised by my own precognition. Just package it like a nice gift, and it'll have a different value compared to its actual taste.
Grazie mille, signorine. I hope your business goes well.
Senor, wait! Damn, he's fast. I was only trying to give you an example. Didn't expect there to be anyone crazy enough to actually buy it. Probably a foreigner since he didn't recognize the wine.
Oh. Hold up. Interesting. A combination of presentation and tourist trapism. Don't sell to the locals. Sell to the tourists that are coming to Nova Volsini because it's the one city in Siracusa that has no family. Hold up, we found our niche. Hold up, big brain. Don't sell to the locals, sell to the tourists. Tourist trap them.
He gave us enough to buy a ton of Verdi. This is great though. We finally sold our first bottle. How about a high five? Why the long face? Selling something is a victory even if it was a misunderstanding. It's his own fault for not studying up. But he did look like he was really in a rush. Must be an important meeting. Hey kid, you show up with a bottle of cheap wine in Siracusa, what happens? So that's why we're really sorry. Here's your money back. Please use it for some other gift. This isn't high quality wine, it's just a bottle of...
Verdi, right? So that's why you two were chasing after me in a panic.
You know it.
How could I not? Considering all the years I've drank? I was born in Sorrento, and many years ago, I had a falling out with my family. In my anger, I ran off to Colombia. You could laugh if you want. My Siracusan is a little rusty these days.
But if you knew, then why did you...
If I brought a fancy foreign wine as a gift, I'm afraid my papa would slam the door in my face.
The meeting is with your own family.
I didn't know that they moved here. I saw them while I was out on the street. I didn't even recognize them. What once felt like the biggest deal in all of Siracusa now barely feels important at all. All these years, I had no contact at all. It's time I finally dropped by. My family was not well off, so we had Verdi for dinner. I don't know why Papa never tired of it. I hope that once he sees this bottle, he'll let me in. So there's been no misunderstanding here. A bottle of common ordinary Verdi, wrapped with care, appeared in front of me precisely when I needed it. And for that, I am willing to pay this price. If it still weighs on your conscience, then why not offer me as good luck as a bonus?
Sure. Best of luck to you.
Interesting. There's a local appeal to Verdi, but not just a purely commercial one.
Never thought I'd see the day I chased down a buyer to get my product back. You're looking chipper. Happy now? Mm-hmm. And I tell Nono he's gonna say I made a good deal. Then how about a high five? Yay! No time to rest on your laurels though. You've only sold one bottle. You can't count on more happy accidents.
Excuse me, are you Bettina?
I am. Who might you be, senor?
Finally found you. Miss Bianca told me you sell traditional Siracusan red wine. Is that right? I'm planning to open a Siracusan restaurant in Victoria, and I might consider bringing a few such items back with me. Could you introduce your product?
Oh, you mean... A golden opportunity is knocking, Bettina. Don't just stand there. The important part is putting your marketing skills to good use next. Still remember what I taught you?
They're making deals with 10-year-olds. Hashtag buy Siracusa. About to hit New Volcini. You could export the wine. No one has thought of that. Since more foreigners are coming into Nova Volcini, there is foreign opportunity, not just for tourist trapping, but also making deals for exporting.
Signorina Tosia? Never mind, kid. You graduated. Just forget everything I said. It's better you do things your own way.
Tosia watches the girl and the young man move to the curb, listing out the gains and losses in her head out of habit.
A Siracusan restaurant. Even if he's looking for a local wine, he'd make more profit if he went for something a couple grades higher than Verdi. Well, it's all about what the buyer thinks in the end. Just gotta hope he signs a long-term agreement. Though even if he does, it's still a drop in the bucket. This label isn't going to escape bankruptcy or acquisition that easily.
Conversation nearby seems to pause for a moment. The girl turns to Tosia, jumping and waving her hands, a bright smile plastered all over her face.
Looks like things are going well. Whatever, as long as she's happy.
Though, we have completely forgotten about the red wine murder. Somehow a week has passed. 1 week later, has Dimitri spent... No, never mind. Right, he paid the blowjob brothers off so that he could get away. I've spoken with Mr. Roger, and he approves of your idea. He simply has some hesitation about getting involved and is worried about the risks. No rush. The Adeptus Spraweedliwi isn't making any big moves right now, but this doesn't mean things will go the way GCC planned. We may be backed by the GCC now, but we need to make our own preparations. No matter which of these titans lets something slip through their fingers, we shall enjoy a sumptuous feast. We are not the only ones waiting to get a slice of the pie. We simply need to be ready and wait for the perfect wave to carry us aloft. I feel like Verde's gonna beat Golden Prairie by the end of this. Oh ho ho ho, look who it is. Our shining star of the market finally arrives. Sales, tell me you've got quite a few local retailers to sign our shelf display agreement, so I thought we should celebrate. She was busy mentoring a 10-year-old.
Thanks. It was just like you said. Not much resistance when we were talking.
Never mind, she got shit done. The monopoly is still on the way. I meant to have this celebratory dinner yesterday, but my secretary told me that you were busy with something.
I made friends with a local girl these past few days. She invited me to her home for dinner. Sorry, I know you don't splurge often.
Why apologize? This is great. We're foreigners in Nova Volcini. Only by understanding the Siracusans can we empty their pockets. It seems my lovely niece has some tricks up her sleeve. You always know exactly why you do things. That's what I like the most about you. Come. Nezeru? I still don't know how to pronounce that.
I think you've misunderstood some things, Eric. I didn't go to the kid's place to fish for some information. It was just to sing her happy birthday.
Oh? Is that so? The glass filled with first-rate wine freezes in midair, while the young lady on the other side of the table gives him a smile.
Her family's as ordinary as can be. They even brought all their furniture from the countryside. A family that's the complete opposite to our Nova Volcini, Vita Nuova. I did manage to get one piece of good news there, though. Look!
Tosia pulls out a soft drink in a glass bottle, resting it on the pure white satin tablecloth. Zarek cannot help but laugh. You're here to eat dinner, you know. Why bring your own drink?
This is the Chinoto I asked about last week. Her family says there are still grocers in the city who sell it. I'm not sure if you remember, but my tata often went to Siracusa for work. Every time he came back, he'd bring some snacks and toys for me. My favorite was this drink. Now I'd always beg him to bring back more the next time. Would have been too heavy now that I think about it. Well, you know what happened next? He lost his job, so I didn't get to drink Chinoto anymore naturally.
Throws your prize off the cap, the soft drink in the brown glass bottle, letting out a cheerful hiss.
I've always wanted to try it again. I'm starting to think that if these old-fashioned things really did disappear, it would be a shame if they did. Nazrawi.
Wujek Zarek? Polish is hard. Dosia lifts up the bottle, knocking it against the wine glass.
Honestly, the zero-proof sparkling water from last week, not my cup of tea. No offense.
Alright. We got introduced to a new Uma. And she has yet to become a playable character. It's pronounced Nozorosaid. Oh wait, no, hold up. That's the auto translation. Nozrowie. 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 Third chapter. And who is this? Hey, yo! It feels like we're getting more and more furries with every new story. First in Ursus, then in... Did we have a furry in Thousand Autumns? Well, there was Wei Yanwu, but he's been around. Oh my god. She even got her breast disease out. She got the awoogas. Pun intended. Yes! What the fuck? Hold up. Hey yo, she got the thigh squish. Oh, her artist is horny. What the fuck? This looks... It doesn't look like the same artist that did the Duchess from Ursus. It kind of feels like Kura Blood. There are very limited furry artists at Hypergriff. There's Kura Blood, there's the artist of the Duchess and Horsemans from Rhine Labs. But this is way more of Kura Blood style. The hair is rendering makes me think Kura Blood was the one who designed this. But then again, Kura Blood also does... I still think it's Kura Blood, actually. Elio. Lupina. Here's the bill for lading... Lading? Lading? Bill of lading for this order of your winery's grapes by Salusa Vino. You can look over the details. Let me see. Lupina, her name is Lupina? Oh, she got the sharp teeth. She got the sharp eyes. She has eyebrow piercings. She also has ear piercings. Oh my god. Is she carrying a sword or a mace? Okay, those are twin daggers, actually. And they're chained up together. Well, not chained. The chain is broken. The bedroom eyes, if you will. Let me see. Everything seems to be in order. You're always on top of things. She got the awoogas out and about. It's drumsticks? It kind of looks like Dagenbreakers. It looks like Swordbreakers. I'm flattered. Lupina, there's something
which I'm not sure I should ask in my position. Why the formality? Go ahead, Zio Elio. We've known each other for so long. Ever since Ch.1 wine entered the market. You've been running a surplus of grapes at your winery, which has been good for us. Your prices are reasonable, and it helps us clear inventory. It's a deal that benefits both sides. Yes, but the amount that you're offering in this batch... Is it too much for you? No, we use all the grapes that we could get. But are you leaving any for your own wine production? This entire event is all about wine. You can tell. Lupina. Golden Prairie approached us a little while back. They offered to buy the Verdi winery, and they made an offer I couldn't refuse.
Oh wait, you? You're part of Verdi. Interesting. So are you related to the little girl? I thought the Verdi winery was just a small family winery.
The winery is going under despite our best efforts. At least Golden Prairie's interest shows us that our equipment and vineyards are worth something.
Lupa Verdi is her full name? Oh, she's the owner of the Verdi winery.
Thank you for everything, Zio Elio. Saluzavino has always been a good partner for Verdi winery.
But what about the other guys? Davide? What about Nicolo? Did he agree?
I'll convince them.
Interesting. All the local wineries seem to be forming an alliance versus Golden Prairie.
No, Lupina. How could we sell our Verdi winery to the Kazimiesians? Calm down, Nicolo. Let's sit down and talk about this. There's wine and there's food.
Everyone is mafioso. Even they may have kicked the families out, but the locals still operate like families. Hold up.
What's that? Our signature wine, Sangiovese. Sangiovese. You know it well, don't you? Yes, I remember this label. Old Verdi, your nonno, painted it himself. I was raising the grapes when he first developed this wine. Trimmed them vine by vine myself. The clippers were heavy and unwieldy, especially in the winter, when you're out all day in the cold. But it was worth it. These vines are all older than all of us put together. In Kazimierz, they trim their vines with machines. They can go through a whole vineyard in a single day. It's not the same. Those stupido machines rip the vines apart. It may save time in the short term, but the grapes don't have long to live once they're done with them. They don't know how to trim along the grain of the vine, ensuring that the fruits get proper sunlight and develop the right flavor. You kids don't know the old Siracusan craft, and no one wants to learn anymore. The Siracusan wine is unique because every vine is as old as the family. Caring for the grapevine is like caring for family. At least, it was for your nonno. Nicolo? Think about it, Lupa. Every grape in Verdi winery is picked from a vine older than your nonno. Workers like us have spent our whole lives picking grapes, carrying barrels, making wine. My son inherited my craft. Even my granddaughter is selling wine for the winery.
Oh! Are you her grandpappy? I think he is. So they're both employed by Verdi, but her nonno was the founder, I think, or her family started it.
Where will we go if the winery is sold? I'll make sure everyone is taken care of. Your skills won't go to waste.
Sell it to the Kazimierzians?
Would the family we've built here still exist after the winery is sold and all the workers have gone their separate ways?
To me, it's better to die with dignity now than to continue and try to scrape by in Nova Volsini. Give it a decent ending while this land still has value.
I feel like they haven't been made aware of the new business deal that his granddaughter made.
Severance will be paid according to your contract terms.
It's not the severance I'm worried about. You were never at all interested in running the winery. But you don't feel anything for this place Old Verde kept running all those years.
Nono wouldn't want this winery to go bankrupt. It's not such a bad thing to find a new home for it. This is Nova Volsini, Nicolo, and it's time we accepted the new order.
If only there was another competitor to the Polish winemakers. One with ties to the mayor, perhaps even? Saluzo Vino. Finally, he takes out an invitation from his pocket and puts it on the table.
What's that?
My granddaughter Betty turns 10 next week.
We'll do this by the old rules of Siracusa.
What? Oh, so this happened a week before Tosia and Bettina met. Considering that they celebrated their birthday.
She's 10 already? I'll have to...
I'm leaving.
At a small, unremarkable home in a quiet alley. It is already late when Lupina arrives. A warm light greets her as she opens the door. Okay. A little bar? Off to meet the dawn? Of the Saluzos? Of the Belones?
I knew I'd find you here.
This is my private bar. You'll always find me here when I'm free. Here, your usual. 1 Tramonto with extra orange juice, less syrup, and 6 cubes of ice.
I thought you'd be busier. The Kazimieshan's Red Wine Championship is in just a few days. Golden Prairie sent out an invitation to all the local wineries.
Oh. Okay, we're putting the timeline in place. This is all before the murder. We're setting up everything prior to the event.
We're not really in a position to participate, but I suppose you'll be there. It's a marketing opportunity, no matter who's organizing it.
Yes, it is an opportunity. But I've made the necessary arrangements. I don't need to be there personally for the rest.
You prefer to hide here and mix drinks at your leisure?
Just a little hobby of mine. You have your own hobbies too, don't you? Would you care to check the drum set over there for me, my dear Vintner?
She sits down on the drummer's chair and starts banging out a lively rhythm. Her foot stomps steadily on the cymbal pedal, while the movements of her drumsticks in her hands are clean and efficient. They are drumsticks. But they also look like they could skewer someone. They got hilts and all.
Se muoio in guerra, seppellitemi con un fiorino, versa le lacrime di mamma, sulla mia tombo come vino.
A song that every Syracusan child knows. You brought it to Nova Volsini.
An arrangement. The original's too melancholic for the occasion. The streets are filled with vibrant Kazimieshan wine ads. A Syracusan must learn to read the room.
Maybe not all the time.
Elio told you about our winery.
That's what you're here for? What's your plan?
The Kazimieshans are coming to audit the assets tomorrow. I've already signed the letter of intent to sell. There weren't many workers left by the time Papa took over from Nono. There's no point in carrying on. Traditional winemaking methods are time and labor intensive. The winery was operating at a loss by the time Papa passed it to me.
Shame. But since you've already made your decision, what do you need from me? It's not like you to hesitate.
The remaining workers, they're all skilled veterans. They'll do well no matter where they go. Saluzovina has dozens of wineries under your label. There must be places that could use a pair of skilled hands. I'm not trying to force them on you. I know the family's rules. You'll be doing me a huge favor, one that I'm not in a position to repay. Just give them a chance. Check them out and assign them based on your assessment and needs.
Nothing to be nervous about. It's only natural that you want to take care of your family. And I do need to hire more hands.
Grazie.
All's well with the workers. But what about you?
Me? I guess I'll chase my dreams and music. Frankly, I'm a much better drummer than I am a vintner.
The feigned nonchalance is accompanied by a series of drum riffs. They echo in this little private bar, never leaving the room. I can't. I just can't. Oh. Who's there? Elio. You're still here. Let me help. Hold up. What if the competition murder was a plan by the alliance of local vintners? What if all of the local vineries all planned together to assassinate the Kazimeshian businessman, but accidentally they killed the Lithuanian orchestra conductor? What if they all planned this together? Hold up.
It's so quiet. I can hear the ringing in my ears. This used to be a lively place. The sound of footsteps, barrels rolling, metal and glass clanging against each other, bubbles sizzling while grapes ferment. And now, it's all...
There's only silence left. Lupina slowly walks past the warehouse, the cellar, the vat. She knows this may be the last time she makes these checks. Her hand touches the antiquated equipment, the marks of age. The handle of the presser falls off the screw.
No. The Kazimeshian auditor is coming soon. How could my equipment break at a time like this? Oh, this stubborn old stuff. Got to screw it back. Ought to be just like a light bulb. It's stuck.
Lupina.
Davide, good timing. Come, help me fix this thing.
The vertical screw is completely stripped. It won't go back on. I was just going to tell you. I was doing my regular checks when I found a problem with the filtration's hydraulic cylinder. It's cracked and can't maintain hydraulic pressure. Oh no, what if she can't sell the vineyard? Either way, I don't think it'll make a difference considering that they might go bankrupt. Lupa, the Kazimeshians are here. Time to sell them a broken product. We put our business face on. Make sure they don't suspect a thing. Everything is perfect. Look at all this perfect equipment. A flying classic villa, Signorina Verdi. The wolf's head on the wine barrels is quite detailed, and even the stone tiles in the cellar are tastefully ornamented.
It was my grandfather who painted them.
Shall we discuss what to do with your family's artwork? Would you like us to remove it intact or and return it to you, or include it in the purchase?
Remove it.
Since the paintings on the tiles are the work of your late grandfather, we can arrange for an art preservation expert to remove them for you. Should you wish, I assure you they will not be damaged.
Then yes, please.
The expert's fee will be at your own expense, of course.
I knew it.
Fine, I'll pay. Please make sure the tiles are removed intact and undamaged. Shall we proceed to the next item?
Alright.
Crusher, fermentation tank, presser, thermostat, filtration system. You have a full complement of wine-making equipment.
Yes, it was my grandfather who procured it. They were the most popular models at the time. Very durable.
Your grandfather? That was a while ago then.
Still, it works well. Please, come and see our crusher. This machine crushes grapes with minimal loss. My grandfather retrofitted it with extra wide rollers, increasing production by...
There seems to be an issue with the sealing ring on the machine's connector, if I'm not mistaken. Equipment assessment is not my specialty, but I'm under the impression that the sealing ring should not be exposed.
And your thermostat? I took a note of the temperature reading when I passed it.
The temperature seems suboptimal for winemaking.
Okay. Well, yes, the equipment may be a little old, but our workers maintain it regularly, and we have all the necessary spare parts at hand. We can get it repaired quickly. It will not affect delivery.
If that is what you're concerned about, there's no need to worry. Your equipment was not included in our initial assessment.
What?
Traditional Siracusan equipment is inefficient and incompatible with our production lines. We did not intend to keep it to begin with. You may dispose of it as you see fit.
They just wanted the space. They wanted the barrels. They wanted the cellars.
This includes the oaken casks in the warehouse that you showed me.
Never mind, they didn't want the casks either. Hello? I don't know much about winemaking, but I think the fucking casks are important. Don't they lend to the flavor of wines? Hello? Okay, I think the Kazimeshans do not know a lot about winemaking at all, if they're trying to throw away the casks.
These handmade casks create uncontrolled impurities in the storage process, which are detrimental to quality control for mass-produced wine.
You don't use oaken casks? What, they just stuff them in steel barrels?
We have replaced traditional oaken casks with steel containers, which have better hermic properties and are more responsive to temperature control.
It'll lose a lot of flavor. Merda, I sound like my nono.
That will be a question for our inspector to worry about. I suggest you focus on whether the offer meets your expectations. I assure you that you have nothing to worry about. It is the land on which your winery sits on that we are interested in. We will offer a fair price for it.
Have you ever heard about Polish wine? Me neither. They're fermenting them in steel containers. Brother, it's gonna taste like iron.
We get a plot of excellent land, while you receive a reasonable payment in turn. It's a win-win agreement.
I don't know why I keep changing the accent of this guy. Whatever, dog.
I will document the results of this audit, then our legal representative will contact you to finalize the contract. Please reach out to her if you have any questions.
The contact is definitely Tosia.
Would you like to try a sip?
If I recall correctly, we bought out Verdi Winery's inventory last month, as you were in urgent need of liquidity to make payroll.
Oh. What? Oh, wait. Wait. This happens a week before Tosia and Bettina met, and they made a deal
with the guy that wants to export Verdi wine. If they already sold out the inventory a month prior, what was Bettina selling? And what inventory did Bettina have to make a deal with? Something doesn't add up. Unless, of course, this happens after? There will be no need to see me out. Have a nice day, Senorina Verdi. I think time has passed. I'm not sure what the timeline is right now. The Kazimeshan leaves the winery with his briefcase, takes one glance at the lonely vineyard, then gets back into a black car that was waiting for him outside. It takes a long while until the sound of the car's engine is long gone for Lupina to come to her senses. It's over, Nono. Nono's winery sold. Just like that. I thought they would care more about their traditions and equipment. Nicolo. The presser and crusher, the thermostat, infiltration system. I was the one who broke them. I know. I'm not here to blame anyone. You've been here for so many years. I doubt you thought breaking a few pieces of equipment would stop the purchase. I just... Oh, he tried to sabotage it. But they were still gonna take the property to begin with. Hope that they would stay. Pipes. Elio. He did something else. I wanted to stop him, but... What did he do to the pipes? I understand your anger. What's done is done. If the auditor didn't find it, there's no reason for us to tell them. Lupa. I wasn't much of a businesswoman, but I know how to tell a good guy from a bad one. That drunk papa of mine wasn't even born when you started working at the winery with my nono. You know, he used to measure my height with his presser. See the lines in the cylinder? It's for best that it broke. At least it couldn't be sold. Verdi Winery was my entire life. I watched every new bottle go out the door. Saw us weather one storm after another. I thought my granddaughter, or maybe my granddaughter's granddaughter, would get to see the new bottles going out. I didn't think it would end this way. If continuing the old ways won't protect them, maybe this is for the best. Is there anything else I could do? My son would like you to come to his daughter's 10th birthday. Okay. Timeline. They've sold the winery, and then Bettina's gonna come home to celebrate the birthday, and she's gonna tell them all about their new business deal, except the winery's already been sold. With a bottle of wine her age, as is tradition. And take good care of this winery until it really changes hands. Mio caro, Lupa. No, she was about to bring in a big deal. They already sold the winery. My dear Vintner, I would very much appreciate if you would pay a visit to my private bar if you may help yourself to my collection. He told me to come, but he's nowhere to be found. People in Siracusa die every day. How's that enough to shut him up at home? And he wants his guests to mix their own drinks? It's been a long time since I've done it. What was it that Nono said? Wine making is a slow and gradual process. The wine begins to gain its unique flavor during fermentation, like a family slowly brought together. Sometimes wines and juices of different flavors are mixed together before being presented for tasting. No, you're too young to drink. Are you listening, Lupa? That's a paintbrush, not a drumstick. I'm not done painting yet. Yes, you could play with it once I'm done. Look, this is our vineyard. This big wolf head is me, the small one is you. You want to paint a couple of brushes too? 2 drumsticks? My, mio caro Lupa sure has her own ideas. You want to be a musician? The most rhythmic drummer on Terra? Then Nono's gonna be the best painter on Terra. No, I'm not angry, see? I'm painting right now, on a wine bottle. I'll take you to the cellar when it gets warmer and decorate the walls. I've wanted to do this for a long time. It took years just for the idea to take shape. I want you to both inherit the winery and have the freedom to become a musician. Your family should not make you give up on your dreams. But that's not what happened. When her papa inherited the winery, they were already in debt. She couldn't chase her dreams of becoming a musician. Guess it's come to this, Nono. I couldn't even come up with a bottle from this year. Maybe a bit of music to lift the mood. The drummer walks to the instrument. There is a finely wrapped gift box on the stool on which she has often sat. She lays down her drumsticks, opens the ribbon-wrapped gift box, and finds a bottle of wine within. The label features 2 wolf's heads by the grapevines, one large, one small, with 2 drumsticks by the ears of the smaller wolf drawn with childish lines. The label says, Verdi, 1092. Ooh, that's the wine that we're gonna bring to Bettina's birthday. It was also the picture. Actually, they designed the logo together. The drummer lays her hand on the bottle gently, and puts it back inside the box and takes up the drumsticks. The sound of song begins to echo through the bar. Se muoio in guerra, seppellitemi con un fiorino, versa lacrime di mamma sulla mia tomba come vino. I butchered that. What does that mean? Anyway, that will be that for today's story reading of the first few chapters of Crossing. We will continue tomorrow for the rest of the chapters, but we are learning more and more about the vying troubles of Nova Bocini. A foreign conglomerate aims to claim a monopoly on the wine market. Meanwhile, the local wineries are either struggling or selling off their properties just to survive. How will Bettina's news be taken? Probably not well, considering that they already sold the winery after her making the deal. But yeah, guess we'll find out. Also, who killed the orchestra conductor? They were also planning to probably kill the Kazimesh businessman. But yeah, we will continue tomorrow with our story reading. Thank you to everyone who stopped by, chilled out in chat, watched us as second monitor content, and watched us read and react through Crossing. Once again, my name is Nez, and thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you friendos next stream. Bye bye.